So nothing in this one that I'm about to tell you should be contentious. Might be a little bit more fun if it was, but if you feel gold is a bit of a gamble at current prices, you just want to hear about some new options, stick around. Okay, I'm excited about this one. We gave silver the spotlight in the last video. We talked about its near-term potential, maybe even its near-term potential to beat gold, at least as a trade. But there's no mystery here in which one I prefer. It's gold, of course. Gold has lower premiums than silver. It's a tier 1 asset. Countries, they hold massive amounts of it in reserve, with 33% of global gold production currently going to central bank demand. It's pretty crazy. Logistically, it's just easier to store and move. The only negative that you could really give to gold is its entrance fee. If you want the gold, you have to pay a lot. I mean, there are other ways to get into this, though. One way to get into gold a little bit more easily is to buy fractional, but then you have this constant battle of finding smaller units of gold at reasonable premiums. That's not always easy to do. I've mentioned here before that I started primarily with fractional. 3 out of 4 of my scheduled monthly buys were 1/4 ounce American Gold Eagles. Did that for 8 years. I still like that plan today because I was able to lock in a habit without having to cut out other things, at least not having to cut out important things anyway. But there's always somebody pointing out how much I lost by paying more for those smaller coins rather than just waiting to buy an ounce at a lower premium. And okay, usually that somebody pointing it out is me. But there's just no denying that a $2,600 gold coin can be a really tough pill to swallow. You have to convince yourself and sometimes a spouse that this kind of thing makes sense. And if gold still feels a little bit like a gamble to you, well, it's not a small bet.
I don't want to bet at all.
So it doesn't always end up being a question of frequency. Holding, saving, and then buying the larger 1 ounce coin might make more financial sense than buying a smaller fractional coin at a faster clip, but not everything's going to be that simple. It's probably more likely going to be a decision between not buying at all or buying silver. So I mentioned before that I have some news coming up. You're going to hear me mention Summit Metals. They sponsor the channel now, and I have a slightly more interesting relationship with them than that. But right now, it's pretty basic. You buy from them, you sell to them. I don't have any kind of commission. They've just opened the doors. If you go to summitmetals.com today, you're going to see that they have great prices. But I'm also able to get some ideas into the mix. I'm able to help model what they have to offer and tell them what I think most of you are after. Now, here's the fun part. They're also going to have some flash sales that are going to be bananas. And if I think that you're going to like them, I'm going to let you know about them. Now, this isn't meant to be a commercial, certainly no pressure here, but hit the link in the description if you want in on that fun. The first flash sale is for 1/10 ounce gold Eagles, and I'm pretty sure you're going to like the price. We picked 1/10 ounce gold Eagles because from a cost perspective, they're a great way to get a decent amount of gold. But from a premium perspective, they're typically priced out, at least for me anyway. Premiums on 10th ounce American Gold Eagles are usually 25% and up. Now, my target would be more like 13% and below. It's hard to find them like that. So that's why we pushed for these to be first. Now, flash sales, they're going to go quick. So if you want in, get after it. I have to say that because some of you are going to show up late and it's going to be gone. Now, does it have to be 10th ounce coins? Of course not. I'm just using the smaller fractional as my example because I've felt like they've been priced out for years. A 10 ounce silver bar had a lower premium than a 1/10 ounce gold coin. Sometimes that might have felt like the better buy. Categorically, though, I'm choosing gold. And if I can get more options for gold without triggering crazy premiums, I'm all for it. It's good to have choices. Now, personally, I still prefer quarters to tenths, but there's a very specific spot that I think the 10th ounce coin fills. And look, I should probably step back for a minute. If you somehow found your way into this video without seeing anything else that I've put out, maybe you're thinking, okay, cool, smaller coins, flash sales, this all sounds great, but what's this gold stuff about? Well, gold's up 24% this year, and that's not typical, but nothing's really typical right now. The case for gold is only getting stronger. So the rub here is that the whole world has gotten more expensive. So that means the average person's access to gold is getting pinched. Now, this is a chart that I lifted from the Federal Reserve Bank of San Francisco. It shows Americans' cumulative excess savings from the past few years, and none of this is normal. The blue bars from 2020 and 2021, they show a pretty good story. Americans pulled ahead in their savings. The red lines, though, from 2022 forward, they show what really I doubt any of us need a chart for. It has just gotten harder to save. Now, is gold going to save the average American from debt? No, but the idea that savings is something you do more than just something you have is a really good way of looking at this. Maybe buying some gold will help you build that savings up. It's something that I liked as a way to lock away a rainy day fund because I was wasting cash. I found that wasted expense could be diverted into gold. It was pretty simple because a quarter ounce of gold at the time cost around $400. Now, if you've done the same, you know that it's an easy habit to create if the total price doesn't sting. And it's also an easy habit to fall off of if it suddenly starts to. Now, 10th ounce coins today can be found for under $300. I said they kind of fit a role. Now, if you're comparing a total purchase price of around $290, we'll say, to a total purchase price of around $2,600, which is the approximate price of a 1 ounce gold coin right now, two things stand out. One is that, the premium swing there means you're paying a little bit more to accumulate the smaller form factor. There's no getting around that. But for a lot of us, the other thing that stands out is that one of those prices has started to sting. Now look, I'm not here making a video to tell you to stop buying 1 ounce gold coins, start paying 10% more for coins a tenth the size or 5% more for coins a quarter the size. I'm making this more to say the options that might have felt grossly overpriced due to premiums in the past few years are suddenly becoming a lot less gross. Premiums on coins that were 25% and up have come down to 13 to 15. Premiums that were 13% and up have come down to 9, and that means the opportunity cost in terms of percentage of gold content has gone down pretty considerably. That gives us new options, and for anyone thinking that gold has been too expensive, well, fractional coins are now starting to make a lot more sense. So let's hear it. What do you think? Are fractional coins interesting? I've been hunting discounts myself on those 10th ounce coins for a few months now, just to see how low I could consistently find them. And there are deals out there that just didn't exist before. So it's been fun picking some up when I probably would have otherwise just held, not bought anything. So let us know what you're up to, though. That's more interesting. Let us know if you're picking any up. And I just realized I probably didn't mention earlier when I showed the case for those coins. Well, summitmetals.com has those online. I think they're under the accessories category. It seems silly, but that has actually made it a little bit more fun for me filling them up. So get in those comments. Let us know what you're up to. Be sure to hit the like button while you're there. Make sure you're subscribed with notifications turned on if you want to hear more on the topic. And if you're still here, thanks again for watching. I always appreciate your time. Take care.